Sarah Ahmed stood silently in the small, dimly lit kitchen of her rented apartment, staring at the nearly empty shelves where food should have been, while her son Ali sat at the table with a hopeful smile that crushed her heart every time she saw it, because he still believed his mother could fix anything. She touched the dented water kettle, pretending she was preparing something special, but inside she fought back tears, whispering to herself, "Son, forgive me, this year there's no dinner." Knowing tonight was the night of Eid and every family around them was celebrating with laughter, lights, and delicious meals, while she struggled to provide even a loaf of bread, and yet she forced a smile because Ali was looking at her with those innocent eyes that deserved the world, and she promised him softly that tomorrow would be better, even though she had no idea how. Earlier that day she had waited outside the factory for extra work, clutching a worn-out file of documents, but they told her there were no shifts left, cutting her only source of income. And she remembered how the supervisor barely looked at her as he rejected her request for an advance, like she wasn't a human but just another problem. So she walked home slowly, avoiding every food stall because the smell of biryani and grilled meat tore at her already breaking soul. Meanwhile, little Ali kept asking if they would go to the market later to see the lights and buy his favorite chicken roll, and all she could do was change the subject each time. Her heart screaming silently in agony. She felt like a failure who could give love but not life, so when her phone buzzed with a message that her electricity bill was overdue again, she almost dropped to her knees, because hunger was painful but darkness felt like punishment. Yet she somehow found strength in one thought: Ali deserved a chance no matter how hard she had to fight. As time passed, her stomach rumbled but she ignored it, trying to keep Ali distracted by telling him stories about stars and superheroes, while she hid her fear that tomorrow they might lose this tiny home too. And finally, deciding that she couldn't let her son sleep without at least trying, she grabbed his small hand and said, "Come, let's go for a walk," hoping the market lights would make him forget hunger for a moment. So they stepped outside into the chilly night, where colorful decorations and laughter echoed from every direction, families dressed beautifully holding shopping bags and balloons, and Ali's eyes widened with excitement as he stared at the glowing food stalls, the scent of spices and grilled kebabs filling the air. But Sarah held him close because every delicious smell was a reminder of what she couldn't provide. Then, as they passed a fancy restaurant, Ali slowed down, staring through the glass where children his age enjoyed big plates of food, and Sarah felt her shame rise like a storm when a waiter looked at her and frowned, judging her worn clothes and tired face, so she pulled Ali away quickly, but he turned and whispered, "Mama, can we have food at home? I'm really hungry," and that single sentence shattered her heart as if someone punched straight into her soul. She knelt in front of him, her hands trembling, and said the words she feared more than anything: "Son, forgive me, this year there's no dinner," and tears finally slipped from her eyes despite her desperate attempt to stay strong. Ali hugged her tightly and said, "It's okay, Mama, we will eat tomorrow," which only broke her more because he was comforting her, a child carrying a burden he never should. And that's when a deep voice from behind them asked softly, "Excuse me, is everything all right?" Startled, Sarah wiped her tears and turned to see a man in a tailored suit, holding shopping bags filled with food, his face kind yet surprised as he looked at them. She immediately forced a fake smile and nodded, ashamed for anyone to witness her weakness, but Ali's hungry eyes stared at the food bags like he was seeing magic, and the man noticed, kneeling to meet the boy's height, asking gently, "What's your name, champ?" To which Ali shyly replied, "Ali, and this is my mama," and the man smiled warmly, introducing himself as Mr. Cameron, though Sarah didn't realize he was actually one of the richest businessmen in the city, because his clothes looked expensive but his heart looked humble. He asked if they had eaten, and Sarah lied quickly, "Yes, we're fine, we're just going home," trying to walk away. But then Ali's stomach growled loudly enough to betray everything, and Sarah froze in embarrassment as tears threatened her again, while Cameron remained silent for a moment, observing the reality she tried to hide with pride. Instead of offering pity, he spoke with gentle respect, "Would you both join me for dinner? I bought too much food, and I would be honored to share it," and something in his tone made Sarah hesitate. It wasn't charity, it felt like kindness, but her pride wrestled inside her like a war, though Ali looked at her with eyes silently pleading. So finally she nodded, whispering, "Thank you, truly." Hoping she wasn't making a mistake, they followed him inside the restaurant, where waiters immediately rushed forward, surprised to see their boss with guests so simply dressed, but Cameron shot them a look that demanded respect, seating Sarah and Ali at a comfortable table, ordering them whatever they liked, and for the first time in months, Sarah saw Ali smile as he took his first bite, closing his eyes with pure joy that made her heart explode with relief, tears falling again but this time from gratitude. Cameron noticed the emotion and asked softly about her life, and she tried to keep her story short, but he insisted, listening with genuine concern as she revealed how her husband abandoned them, how she lost her job, how every day was a battle just to keep breathing, and Cameron clenched his fist secretly angered that such a strong woman had to face life alone. After they ate, he offered to help her find better work, but Sarah refused at first, afraid of owing anyone anything, yet Cameron assured her it wasn't a favor, it was a chance she deserved, and in that moment, hope sparked again in a heart that was close to giving up. When dinner ended, Ollie hugged Cameron tightly without hesitation, thanking him for the best night ever, and Cameron smiled, telling him every superhero needs a good meal to stay strong, which made Ollie laugh with pure happiness, a sound Sarah wished she could preserve forever. Cameron walked them home safely, observing their building, noticing how fragile and unsafe it looked, promising himself silently he would fix that soon. At the door, Sarah thanked him again, but Cameron said, "Thank you for trusting me," and as he walked away, he looked back once more, seeing Ollie waving from the window with the biggest smile, and he realized he couldn't forget them even if he tried. Back inside, Sarah tucked Ollie into bed, whispering prayers of gratitude because tonight her son slept full and happy, unaware that the man who helped them was a millionaire moved by their resilience, already planning something much bigger for their lives. And as Sarah finally allowed herself to breathe, she promised silently she would never let Ollie feel hunger again, unaware that this single encounter had changed their destiny forever. And tomorrow, a miracle far beyond her imagination was coming. Viewers, if you are watching this story on YouTube, remember that kindness can change someone's entire world. So if you want more inspiring stories like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because Sarah and Ollie's emotional journey doesn't end here. Tomorrow, everything will change.